Hi, Marco. I'm glad you
I,
joined the podcast, the Find Focus podcast. This is my very first episode. I'm Martin, and yeah, today we will talk about habits and building better habits in our life. And you actually have quite some expertise in that area, I guess. You're doing a
yeah.
PhD there, and you built your own habit building app. And would you like to tell us something about yourself?
Yeah. First of all, thanks for having me. I'm pretty glad we actually met. That you reached out to me. You saw a post about my study I did about my habit builder app, and reached out to me, and we had a very nice, very deep conversation in Bielefeld in Starbucks.
Yeah.
And so we came about this interview idea. Um, yeah, well, where to start? Basically, I'm a psychologist,
Okay. Yeah.
um, and I I didn't start out with like okay, I'm gonna be a habit expert. That just came like a year ago. I did my after my master's, I started a company. Basically, we rent out ad spaces, and for me, it's like a real world MBA. I learned. I just after my master's, I was like, I was an expert in psychology, statistics, and stuff like that. But I didn't know anything about the real world and what's it like to how do you get paid in the real world? Okay, you have to write a receipt. Receipt is it the right
Yeah.
word? Yeah. And stuff like that, and what taxes and all of that. And basically, I learned that by building my first company with two seasoned entrepreneurs, like 50 and 70, which is
That's a great way to learn.
yeah, actually, yeah, I learned a lot. Um, I taught them how to use email and crazy stuff like that, and they taught me about taxes. Yeah, but like 1 or 1.5 years in, I was like, I, I felt like I needed an intellectual challenge. It's like when I studied, I still had this. You always get like new interesting content. You're always informed about the newest research happening in psychology, and what was like awesome. And
So you were building your
I miss that.
business like with renting out ad spaces for local shops or something,
Yeah.
and at the same time you were doing your PhD in psychology. Is that right?
Uh, I started I started the company after my master's, like 2 or 3 months after I finished my master's thesis, and then one year or 1.5 years after that, I came back to psychology, and I started my master's thesis. Yeah, I read some stuff of my former favorite professor in Bielefeld in motivational psychology, and I found it fascinating. And I was like, okay, I have to do something about that, because what I found fascinating was like he basically coined the term motivational interference, and that probably that term you might never have heard, but I promise you, everyone, everyone listening, you, me, we all have lived through it. It's like you want to do something, you want to work, you want to learn. You sit down, open the laptop, and you're like, okay, let's go. It's 12 o'clock. You have time till like 4 p.m. And it's like, okay, no, I'm just gonna engage into deep work. And you're like, okay, let's go.
Okay,
Okay,
yeah.
now
Deep
let's
work
go.
is like the main topic. I will bring this up on my own website, findfocus.net, and in my whole in this podcast.
Yeah.
And what do you see like? What are the biggest mistakes people make when they want to form a new habit in general, like from your background as a as an
Yeah.
expert in
Yeah,
psychology.
yeah. Let me finish about this construct. It's pretty important to understand the whole thing
Okay.
behind habit building. It's like motivational interference. You want to start this thing like learning, working, and but then there's another activity that pops up in your head. It's like, I wanted to watch Game of Thrones. I wanted to play my favorite online game. I wanted to do this and that. Or my friends are in the movies now and I have to work. And there are activities that are prone to motivational interference, and people that are more prone to motivational interference. So a whole bunch of courses that enhance the probability of you actually experiencing motivational interference, which is you feeling moody, you get easily distracted, you don't persist in your deep work task, and well, you feel bad. It's like not a good place to be. And research showed actually if you manage to get your deep work task to package it up into a habit, it's much less likely, much less prone to be attacked like by motivational interference. And I was like, okay, somehow I
So
just read.
what does it mean in real life? Can you give us a real life example, maybe where you have like used this for yourself, like to build a habit for yourself, and where you felt like motivational indifferent?
Where build habit, it's like okay, I was like, okay, that's a bad thing, it happens to all of us, and I was like, okay, let's somehow reduce it, right? And first of all, I was like, okay, I'm going to use inspiration, and I did I wanted to inspire people, and I had theories about inspired people would experience less motivation interference. Turned out opposite is true. If you're inspired and you have to do just one thing, it's like people are sad they can't do the other thing. So I lost 1 year of my PhD, and I pivoted. Read things about habits, and it seemed like okay, would do make a lot of sense if people could actually proactively choose where to build habits to avoid motivational interference. And I was like, okay, that's my last bet. If this study doesn't work, I can't do my PhD. It's like I would have lost 2 years without any results, and I have to get published to get my PhD.
So it was more about your PhD and not you applying this in your real life, or
No, of
was it?
course, it was of course applying it in my real life. But I was like, okay, that's such an awesome topic. It like it has to work. I feel like I tried it for myself. And
Where, like, my question was like, where did you try it for yourself, and what kind of results did you see? Like, can you,
yeah,
like,
it's like,
maybe you started exercising or doing some kind of morning ritual, or like
yeah.
where was the biggest, like, what was the best habit you acquired using this approach?
Yeah, it's like sorry, like the story to getting there. It's seems a little long. I get it, but it's like important to understand it, like, because um, everybody has habits. You already have them,
Yeah.
but I slowly came to understand how do they form, and what is a habit, what is not a habit, why is it strange or easier for me to now do this habit or now not if I'm in this environment or in that. So it's like by learning the research and the psychological mechanics behind habits, it's like really useful to actively and consciously build habits. Okay, now let's let's get to my habit. When I started the study about habit building, I built an app and let people build new useful learning habits, like students. And along with the study, I did my own. I was like, okay, why shouldn't I do my own learning habit? And as you can see, my last name is Stojanovic. have a Serbian last name, but I'm born and I grew up in Germany, so I have a Serbian last name, but I can't speak Serbian really well. So I wanted to learn Serbian. It's like a new language to me. So, or it was like a new language to me.
Yeah, it's a difficult language. I do not understand the word, but they have some funny songs there.
Yeah, okay, oh, you like them too, obviously. It's like
Yeah,
Serbian
like
songs.
last year I was in Serbia in
Nice.
Belgrade, and I
Mm.
hemmed up like in a Serbian bar, only surrounded by Serbs, and had to drink rakia with them.
Okay. That must have been a great experience. It's like Serbia's
Yeah.
like culture there is very very hearty, um, and their songs animate to drinking. But okay, never mind. Whatever. I was like, okay, I have to get better at Serbian, and I wanted to like speak fluently, and to do that, I needed to get a better to sharpen my understanding, and I was like, okay. My habit is going to be I'm going to watch Serbian news in Serbian. There's from Deutsche Welle. There's a Serbian version. It's like you can watch videos that are like 3 to 4 minutes,
Okay,
and
cool.
some had subtitles. And I was like, okay, my habit's going to be I'm going to watch this. I'm going to stop wherever I don't understand anything. I had some prior knowledge, obviously, but when watching like Serbian TV, didn't understand a thing. That was like I have to get better at that. And I did it for like what so whenever I came across a word I didn't understand, I stopped it, I checked it, and I continued, and that was my habit. It's like took like 7 minutes a day
Okay.
total. Did it like for 3 or 4 months, and what happens then was like it was magic. It was really strange. My father's Serbian. He speaks German, and we normally speak German when he's around in Germany. But he bought some friends from Serbia. They just knew Serbian, and I always try to avoid them because I would have to talk Serbian with them, and they were like, "Okay, you're the son of Ljubo, and you have to know Serbian," and I'm like. Zdravo, ne razumim. Hello, I don't understand. And this time when they came around when I was like in with my habit like 3 or 4 months, I spoke Serbian with them. It's like I made a lot of mistakes, but and sometimes I had to ask like, okay, could you repeat that and this and that. But I just understood like 70-80%, which was for me pretty decent. I went like from understanding 20 to 30% to like 70-80, and that was like magic to me. And I was like, okay, there is something to it.
Okay, so if somebody wants to start a new habit, like should they do? Like what's the best way to start it? Like in your example, you had some really specific goal. You wanted to improve your Serbian, which was almost non-existent, or like you just had
Pretty weak.
it was like pretty weak, and then you just found a really specific thing to do, like watching like German news in Serbian with Serbian subtitles. And then doing that for 4 months, and after the 4 months you were able to speak to your Serbian friends and have a
Yeah,
conversation basically.
yeah.
So
And
what like if for example like I'm just starting to doing the Hour of Power from Tony Robbins, like I try to do that every morning right now, and I already feel like after like 1.5 weeks into it, like it always already changed. Like I feel so much better doing Tony's incantations and
mhm.
stuff like that. So like if I want to have a habit like that, or maybe want to refine it or add something new to it, like how should I start?
Okay, you already started the habit and you defined it, which is the hardest part. If you would go about like if you wanted to do something new, like what could it be? Like something you want to a new
Yeah,
habit
like
because now you
for
started. You
example,
have
for
that defined.
eating, it might be like
Okay.
starting with drinking more water, which is like the first thing everybody recommends, like drinking more water in general. Like if I want to drink more water, like up to 2 or 3 liters per day, what should I do to really
Okay.
have that habit in my life?
Okay, that's a pretty simple habit because you know how to do it, right? It's like you get water and you drink it. It's not like pretty difficult. You basically to build simple habits like that, you just have to have two things. It's like you need the context cue, the cue to when will I drink this water. It's like, okay, after I get up, I have my glass there and I have to empty it. You might fill it like the evening before and have it stand on, put it on your table, and that way it's like everything is prepared and you just have to grab it and drink it.
So
So you,
I remember from Brandon Bouchard's courses, he uses, for example, like this door frame technique when every time he walks through a door, like he reminds himself to be more engaged or something like that. So you
yeah.
have to link like drinking water, for example, every time I enter the kitchen for any reason to have a glass of water, something like that. Or
Yeah, you need we good spot here would be to define what are habits from a psychological standpoint. It's like automated behavior in a certain context. That's all about it. That's a habit. It's like you do it and it comes naturally to you. It comes easy to you. It's automatic. You don't have to think about it, and you do it in a certain environment. Um, so like if I go to my gym, it's like habitual behavior. But if I were to, because I do it a long time, I know where all my weights are, what exercises I want to do, it's like okay, automatic. But if I were to go to another gym, um, like a lot of this automaticity, which is a great component of big huge component of habits of my habit would be gone, because I would have to think very much about okay, where do I get my weights, where is everyone, what can I do this here, like I would have to adapt to this new environment. And it's one thing to build simple habits like okay, drink more water, but it's another thing to build more complex habits like engage into deep work, learn to code, learn a new language. And for that you need it's very good if you have a specific framework and a very well defined habit. So
so, what does it mean? Like, for me, for example, if I want to do like, yeah, like getting my app out into the world, and one thing I need to do is, for example, doing outreach. So that would mean
yeah,
like I have a really defined routine, like
yeah,
some kind of a checklist that I just cross over. So I know, like, yeah, use this template, research the website, find email address, then personalize the email, and then yeah, send email, and then yeah, like after a week or something, follow up, like to have a really defined process, something like a checklist, and then probably do it in the same room at the same time of the week or something. Or
that that's Martin. That's a perfect example. It's like perfect. It's a, first of all, so you want to grow your business. You want to make it a habit to reach out.
yeah.
Okay, let's say to get more visitors, to spread the good news, to spread the message. So let's say that's what you want to do. First of all, what's your long term goal? Define that.
Yeah, to
So
have, let's say, like have one person try find focus every day, like, or at least one person, like to start the paid trial for my app.
okay, okay.
And
Nice. Okay, that's it might be a
Or
good
it might be
target.
even something more difficult. Like I want to have, like, in the future I want to follow like Russ and Brunsel's model of expert secret, though. So that would mean, like, my goal would be to have like one joint venture partner every week to have a webinar with. So
Okay,
that's like even more concrete, and like
okay,
having one joint venture partner per week to have, like, yeah, a webinar with.
okay. That's like y- I would take the long term goal of get one new customer to use Find Focus,
Yeah.
because it's like more long term, and it might be a moving target. You
Yeah.
might reach it. You might say it's like, okay, now let's go to 10, or
Okay. Yeah.
you're in for your habit for like 2 months, and you might go, okay, I don't want to do it daily. I want to do it like monthly because there are spikes on the weekends, whatever. Um, but you need to have like a vision, like what are you doing it for? So
Okay.
that's the first step. Like, okay, long term goal defined.
Okay, so
So
that's basically. I remember Tony Robbins talks about like this, his RPM plan, which is results, purpose, and then taking massive action. So this
yeah,
is
yeah, that's
basically.
like the purpose
Yeah.
thing.
Okay.
So just basically, it's like make sure you're not doing this for your father or for your spouse, or it's
Okay.
like make sure it's meaningful to you, purposeful. First step. Second step is like, okay, that was the thing you were going to. It's like, what is the habit action? That you're an expert in this, that would be like your checklist.
Okay.
Week out, do this, and this
So,
might be
so
a
to have a
like
really defined routine, like to into the detail, I remember like the approach from Taylor, where he, like, in the factories past, like they had every movement of the worker really well defined. So it's maybe not to that level, like
no, not possible,
press
especially not.
letter A and no, but basically as much as you as is sensible, and maybe even a little bit more specific.
The, yeah, but it's good to be specific, but the most important thing at this point is to have a very clear entrance point. So every time you do outreach work,
Okay.
you have to start the same way. What you do after that, it's like you can be flexible with that. It's like, okay, now I need to write an email. Now I need to get like ideas, where to go from here. That might vary, but the most important thing is habit instigation. That's where the habit starts, where you get into the mindset of, okay, now I'm doing outreach work.
Okay.
And that needs a context cue, like it's morning after, let's say you do it every time after breakfast. It's like I finished breakfast, I cleaned my place, and now I do outreach work for half an hour. That's my place for that. Having finished breakfast might be the cue.
Okay.
And the first thing needs to be like a clearly defined action you take to get into the habit. Everything that follows, it's great if you have like a structure for it, but as it is a very useful and complex habit, you have to adapt it constantly. But the most important thing is to get started and to have a very stable instigation cue, a very stable habit instigation with it, which is a stable cue in a stable environment, and a stable like starting routine to
Okay.
get into it.
Makes perfect sense.
Yeah,
So, as we are already like quite some time into the interview, like maybe, yeah, like
yeah.
what I hear about, like you built an app for that, basically to help people with building apps. So how will your app help people to actually like build this complex or simple habits? Like, what's your take on this?
Yeah. Well, as you see, it's pretty paramount to have a good foundation to define what you want to do as a habit very clearly. So that's one thing my app does. It guides you through a process of defining your habit clearly. And my recommendation is like the habits we are talking about, new habits. you can't start out with, I want to build a new habit of exercising each day for 3 hours. It's like, okay, not gonna work. The habits I'm talking about is like 5 minutes to 20 minutes. That's like it. If you want to do like workout 3 times a week, it's like, okay, you can start with 45 minutes. But learning habits, I would say, like, start small every day, 5 to 10 minutes. And yeah, so like you download the app, you open the app. It's not ready yet. It's gonna come out in August, and
What's it called?
it's called Grow, the psychometric habit builder.
Okay.
You
Yeah,
grow
I
your
will
habits.
link to it in the description of the podcast.
Yeah, I have a landing page for interested people, and they can see I did a study about it, and it
So,
worked
so,
like a
so
charm.
how does it work? So,
Yeah, the basic, it's pretty simple. You define your habit, you do your habit, and after that, the app asks you some questions, and you answer the questions, and this
what
questions
kind of questions? Can you give us some examples?
it's questions about you do your habit, and you have to report what you felt, how you performed your habit, in which environment, how stable your environment was, um, and stuff like that. How automatic it has become. Um, would it feel weird if you would not do it? Uh, how was your feeling of time, like flow experience and stuff like that? And it's an algorithm I put together that measures different psychological constructs, and you then get psychometric feedback on the strength of your habit, and then you can watch your habit grow with each repetition.
Okay. I think you already did a test, like it's part of your PhD, and you
Mhm.
already had a group of like 100 students or something like that, and test the habit. Like, what were the results that these people saw?
Yeah, the results saved basically my ass, because it just came like I predicted it, and like I hoped it. Um, uh, it was before I did the study. I did a presentation on this to my professor and other researchers and students, and I was like, okay, this data I wish would come out, and everyone laughed, because you don't do that in science. You just report data that are actually there, and I just painted some data that I wish would come, and I was like, okay, automaticity is going to up in a straight. It's going to go up with each repetition in a straight line, and motivational interference, like feeling moody and getting easily distracted during your habit, is going to get down with each repetition. And they were like, oh, that's cute that you invented some data there. And then when I reported the results after like 3 or 4 months, um, that's exactly what came
So
out
what
in the
like
data.
you had like real people there. So what were the
Yeah.
habits that they were trying to get into, and what was the biggest result, or where you said like, wow, this is really blowing my mind. So did you
Um,
have some people who really had like life changing habits implemented during your
well,
study?
I did the study. It's in motivational psychology, but in the educational psychology space. So I did it on learning habits. So all students, and they had to learn for whatever. Some learned a new language, but most of them just prepared for tests,
Okay.
or did writing habits for their assignments. And well, the first thing is that this constant increase in automaticity is like, it just worked like it, it's like psychologic theories seldom work. That's like my feeling, but if they work, it's like it's so beautiful to watch, because it just worked with every repetition they did. It's like just a little bit, just like one Lego piece stacked at another, and it got more robust. And and motivational resilience, or like motivational interference, just decreased.
Yeah, but like,
Uh,
what were some really good results that you got? Like, I remember you told me like one student like finished her assignment like 2 months before it was due or
yeah,
something like that.
yeah. That is, the thing is, I mainly got quantitative data, but I wrote with some participants and asked them like, okay, tell me something about it. I want to have some qualitative data. And yeah, they were like, yeah, in the beginning it was like, don't know, nothing changed, and it was tough to start. But then after day 12, it was like I saw an actual increase in automaticity, and I felt like it was easier, and it was like I didn't have to think about learning, and I got the best. I got an A. And I was like, okay, I got shivers when I heard that, because it's like, learning should be fun, right? Learning shouldn't be like always just pressure, and you need to get a good grades and stuff like that. And they somehow try to frame the learning process to make into this automatic and in process that's like not stressful anymore, you know.
So can you give us maybe some anecdote of like one people you talked to, like maybe in person, like what did he actually do to implement this learning habit, and what was the data like? Maybe they yeah, can you just give us like one anecdote of one of the participants? What did he do, and what kind of results did he get? And
Yeah, well, most of the participants I just didn't see because it's like I just sent out mails and was like, okay, you can download the app and do it whenever you want. If not, it's not a problem. You can just drop out, no problem. But I had mail contact with some of them, and they agreed that I could share. It's like it's not like one thing you talked about. It's like, okay, this student that finished this assignment, this big assignment, 1.5 months or 2 months early. That was like pretty mind blowing to me, because I can hardly finish on deadline anything. And that was like, okay, it seems to work for them, because you just get the feedback. Okay, just it works for other people. It's like, okay, I did it for me, but a lot of you know, you can never know if it works for other people too. And this feedback showed it. Maybe this habit wouldn't have worked for me, because I can't imagine that any habit would help me to get over my deadline problem. But yeah, well, the results, most of the people just prepared for their tests, and
okay.
well, got decent test results. And it's like, the way they used it is like, they have this test phase where they have to prepare for like 5-10 tests, and they picked a habit just for this test, and they like put it out of their system. It's like, okay, I do that this way. I learn 10 minutes every day for it, but I start a little bit earlier, and they set it and forget it. They don't even think about it anymore.
Ah, okay. So yeah, that's what I was talking about. Like they had like this huge assignment at the end of the semester, and what typically a student like myself does, like you start 3 days before the test, try to
Yeah.
learn everything as much as you can, and then try to
Mm,
pass the test.
yeah.
And what they did basically was they started like at the beginning of the semesters, but they only did like 10 minutes per day with this subject for this test, and that's why they were able to get an A. Like,
Yeah, probably not at the beginning, but like
but
2 months.
this is the approach, basically, right?
Yeah, right. They just started earlier, and they got it out of the system, and it was like 6 weeks. 6 weeks.
Okay.
The study was 6 weeks, so you can build a habit. Like the first 14 days are or the first 14 repetitions are the desert You have to get through the desert, and after that it gets easier. Because if it wasn't hard to build habits, everyone would have them, and I wouldn't have a job. It's like
I think it's pretty easy to build habits. It's really hard to build good habits. So it's
yeah,
really
okay,
it's really easy to
yeah,
adopt
yeah,
like bad habits, like
yeah,
eating junk food or surfing internet too much
yeah.
or
I
whatever.
can
But
do
it's
that.
really hard to develop like deep work habits. Like
Yeah,
Carl Newport talks in his book about like it's really exhausting to build these habits, and you can probably like do not more than 4 or 5 hours of demanding, challenging cognitive
yeah,
work
yeah,
per day. So it's
yeah,
not what comes easy. So we have to actually proactive create the environment to create
yeah,
these habits.
yeah.
So
That, that's
okay,
correct.
to wrap this up, like where can like yeah, one last question. Like your app helps people to visualize the process. That's what I understand. They define a habit and then they answer some questions, and then it gives them some data which might be which is then used to motivate them. Like yeah, they're having like this yeah, this graph that goes up. Like automation
Yeah,
gets easier
hopefully.
over time, so they do not break the chain. I think that.
Yeah, you get a whole bunch of statistics on your habits, like the main statistic is habit strength, that which is calculated like in a complicated way statistically, but you get some other interesting like statistics too, and yeah, because a lot of people have problems with like, am I really getting ahead with my habit? It's like
Okay.
it doesn't in the beginning, especially in the beginning, it doesn't feel like you have a lot of things automated.
Okay.
But
So does that mean
um,
like, if, for example, like I get started like for 1 week or 2 weeks, and then I have like a phase where, like for example, I'm out on a short vacation, or I drank too much, or
yeah,
something like that, and then
yeah,
I do not do it for 3 days or something, and then you will see like a major drop in your automation. Something is that how it works?
you
Or
you might see it, but if you stop for like 3 days, you won't see. In most habits, you won't see a major drop. If you stop like for a week, you will see a major drop.
okay.
Um, but that's what like what the app does. Like you would think, okay, maybe I'm out of my habit now. It's gonna be hard to start now. But with the app, if you like try it again, and you see, okay, my automaticity is constant. That's pretty neat. Okay, let's continue. You get this motivation again.
Okay, so where would go people to download your app? Oh, like it's for Android and for iOS, or
It's gonna be for iOS first, because I didn't have any money to to hire an iOS to hire a developer, so I had to learn it myself, and I didn't know anything about programming.
awesome.
So
Appreciate
yeah,
the
well, I
hustle.
mean, obviously I just used habits, and it worked like a charm. No, it was hard, and it's still hard, but yeah, habits obviously played a big role in learning to code. But yeah, when it's out on iOS, I will do an Android version as
Okay,
well,
so
I guess.
where would people go? Like if they want to go on
Yeah, you
your
have to.
waiting list or something?
Yeah, you can get on my list, and will be informed when the app is out. I hope to make it in August this year, 2018. Um, you have to put the link there. It's a MailChimp landing page.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
I
just
will.
put it like in the show notes or whatever.
Anything else you would like our listeners to know about building habits, or about yeah some
Uh,
last words?
so many things. It's like, as you can tell, I could go on for like 2 more hours, but we
Yeah,
don't have
like if you
the time.
just have one thing to tell them.
If you want to talk about habits, contact me. You can. You can shoot me a mail if you want to like know something about the habits. You can write me at marco@growhabitbuilder.com. Marco with a C. Um, And yeah, whatever. That's the thing. Good habits don't come easily, but they're worth it.
Okay, yeah. Thank you, Marco, for joining the podcast, and
No problem.
yeah,
Thanks. It was awesome.
and talk to you soon. Bye.
Yeah, talk to you soon, Martin. Ciao.